Ashtanga Yoga. Yoga Sutra talks about a concept of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga refers to, I'm not talking about Ashtanga Vinyasa, huh? I'm referring to the 8 limbs of yoga, traditional 8 limbs of yoga. So Ashtanga Vinyasa, that means those 3 sequences made by K. Pattabhai Joyce, in which you need to jump forward and backward with the flow. That's most of the time an asana practice in a specific manner. But here it's a complete journey from body to mind and beyond. So Ashtanga Yoga means 8 limbs of yoga. Now here comes your question. Here comes your question. I forgot your name. Huh? Kirti, yes. So your question was like, what if a person is just focusing upon how to sit straight? So here comes a time that one of the definition of asana in this Yoga Sutra is, anytime you talk about asana under this scripture, it comes up as that your posture is supposed to be steady, stable, and comfortable. So this much is the definition of asana. Sthiram, Sukham, Asanam. Only this much, only in 3 words, author went on defining what is asana. Only in 3 words. But if I see myself where I am, neither I am steady in my pose, nor I am stable. Comfort for sure is a far-fetched idea. So that means I am not yet ready for Yoga Sutra. I am not yet ready for Ashtanga Yoga. I am not yet ready for 8 limbs of yoga. So here comes further preparation. Here comes further preparation. It's a sequence. I struggle in my life. I go and ask questions. Why am I struggling? Most of the time answer comes due to lack of concentration. How to concentrate? Gain some understanding what it is. How to understand? Have some meditation. How to meditate? Have 8 limbs in a sequential manner towards meditation. But it's hard for me to practice 8 limbs. It's hard for me to practice 8 limbs. Like the very first, so let's discuss few things regarding Ashtanga Yoga and then I'll come back with the details. First limb is Yama. And the very first thing under this practice is Ahimsa. Closer one in English is known as non-violence. But if you see the practice the way we are doing modern yoga, it's filled with a lot of violence. We push and pull our body heavily, and practice of ahimsa is missing. And why the practice of ahimsa is missing? Because we are not starting our practices with this first step of yoga. Second step is something, I will discuss it later. Third step is asana. So modern yoga straight away starts with asanas, without knowing that the very first step in yoga is non-violence. So that means anytime I go and perform asanas, it's supposed to be a peaceful way to act, instead of forcing my body into certain positions. Because we think yoga means what? Certain extraordinary body positions. We think yoga means only certain extraordinary body positions. So we think like we are here in a yoga teachers training course or any other program of yoga, so we must attend all those extraordinary body positions. But yoga is not all about bending the body. Yoga is all about bending the mind. So instead of bending the mind, we start bending our body. Here comes that we go beyond the limitations of our body and we get injured. So yoga is not meant for extraordinary body positions. Yoga is much more than that. Yoga is much more than that. But it seems like modern yoga is stuck with only positions. And those positions comes from Yoga Journal, not from Yoga Sutra. So I just see a picture of somebody performing a particular pose, and then I think, wow, that's good, I want to do the same. But there are some people, they are there with exceptional range of motion, and even if you put a lot of efforts, you're not going to match what they're able to do. Because your pose always going to look different than my pose, and my pose is always going to look different than your pose. But here comes a teacher of yoga, and they think like everyone's triangle supposed to be similar. Let me help you be the same. So the way we adjust nowadays in yoga practices, it's filled with, again, a lot of violence. It's not yoga. It looks like in the name of yoga, we are practicing wrestling with our own body. So if I'm not ready yet, preparation is required, and preparation comes from Hatha Yoga. So Hatha Yoga prepares me so I can have a posture which is steady, stable, and comfortable. Only when I have a posture which is steady, stable, and comfortable, I can think about meditation.